Ah, look at this. The final 2 weeks of patch and everything's dead. All the events are closed. I've completed all other game modes. But yet, I still wanted to play PGR. So where does that lead us? Here. Right to Warzone. I mean, I could meld out Norman EX6, but I don't hate myself that much. Haha, haha. And while I was in Warzone, melding orbs continuously, that got me thinking. People talk about good Warzone scores a lot, but don't often talk about what they classify as a good score. Well, today we're going to talk about that. So, what is a good Warzone score? In my opinion, it depends. What is your goal? I think to figure out what a good Warzone score is, you need to know what is the purpose of that score. The three main reasons being, are you just there to have fun? Are you there to get a high score, maybe get on the leaderboards? Or are you just there for the rewards and then you're down and you're checking out? So for the first one, we'll talk about getting in, getting your rewards, and getting out. This is a weekly chore for some people, and you just want your weekly BC, and then you want to check out. Low investment, you really don't care. You just want to go in, get rewards, and as long as you're getting the correct amount of rewards that you need to sustain the account, that's it, you're done. If we're talking about a good score for the purposes of maintaining an account with the correct amount of rewards, in my experience, scores of around 600,000 to 700,000 per zone, all the way up to scores of 1 million per zone, usually are more than enough to keep you bouncing between leader and hero. Doing this has always kept my account plenty well fed with all the rewards that I need. As you can see, I've already bought both the heavily discounted USBs for this month, and I have plenty of points to spare. Over the last month, I've also bought a bunch of other things, like random memories and leap wafers, which I don't really recommend doing, as you should use your battle pass shop points for that, but for me I had enough points to make the exception. Next we'd move on to fun. If you're playing for fun, you might just be enjoying the game mode, or maybe you're just trying to one-up your score, trying to beat your personal best record. This is the reason I went into Warzone. Since there were no other events, I figured I'd spend my time in PGR here. I also already have SS3, so as cope as it might be, I decided to put it to use. I actually set a score playing Karenina as if she was SS with only 6 pings. I actually set a lazy score playing with Karenina at SS, which could certainly be better. Could I have been bothered to do a few more runs, I definitely could have killed that final boss and scored a lot closer to 1.5 mil. Probably 1.45 to 1.47 is my estimate. As for my double S3 run, I ended up setting a score of 1.55. Now, I'm sure if I melded a bit more, I could have got this up to 1.6 mil. However, I don't like melding. It took approximately 10 to 20 resets to get the correct orbs for the SS run, and for the SS3 run, I was melding orbs for a good 2 hours. The amount of runs I had where I would get to the final boss and get orb blocked ended up becoming frustrating at about the 2-hour mark, and I was no longer having fun, therefore I left it as is. Now, the final reason we can talk about is leaderboards and high scores. If you're playing purely to set the high scores, then there's another factor that's going to come into this. Swipe. You're gonna have to swipe. As I've shown previously, in my SS vs SS Plus video, there is a big difference in damage numbers. This means you can clear the content quicker, you're gonna get a higher score, because you can chunk through more HP quicker. If you want an example of this, you can check out this lazy Dark Team Warzone run. This was minimal effort, and I made plenty of mistakes. This score could be much higher, but as you can see, this completely outscored my account. So for playing competitively, the most common thing I've seen is characters that are SS, or at very least have their weapon 6-star fully resonated. Pets is also something that can have a big impact here if leveled up with the correct skills. If we take a look at Karenina's pet, for example, an extra 10% dark damage, plus also her ultimate, when leveled fully, will get a bonus 100% damage. This is quite a significant difference over no pet or even level 1 when talking about what is a good score. Really, it needs to be taken into account what is the purpose of that score before we say, is the score good or not? If we go back to the purpose of rewards, you just want your rewards, and your score is getting those rewards. Of course it's going to be considered a low score to get on the leaderboard, which would be considered bad, but for the purpose of getting rewards, it's a good score and should be considered as such. If you want to see the 3 Warzone runs, my SS run, my SS3 run, and my beta run with Whale Team, I'll leave them in at the end of the video for you, and you can check them out for yourself. Just note that all the runs were done in Hero Warzone, as the scores can change a little bit depending on what Warzone rank you're in. Shark's still winning. All in on Shark Stonks. The only time Shark will ever win. This is so funny. Wait, who else do we have? The power of dictatorship. Only one person votes, then that's all. Your vote actually matters. Camus? Alright, all in on Camus Stonks. Oh, she. We're like 30k votes in.
チュアが始まる。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。
戦力から生まれ変わりましょう。勝負ここに降臨する。滅びる。生まれ変わりましょう。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。
戦列生まれ変わりましょう。
どけ邪魔だ。
十分になっちゃう。
どけ邪魔だ。
カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。だーって
私の指示に従う。滅びる。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。
準備完了。ファンタジーに私の指示に従うか滅びるか。この余韻は戦場で苦しむ魂の癒しになりますように。展開部です。
どけ邪魔だ。
私の指示に従うか滅びるか。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失
戦列開滅びる。与えたいなり。どんなハーモニーが好きですか。展開部です。カデンツァご清聴ありがとうございます。
せ。どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。
戦列開生まれ変わりの滅び懲罰がここに降臨する。
どけ邪魔だ。
ファンタジアが始まります。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失せ。
戦列これで全て滅びる。与え懲罰がここに降臨する。準備完了。オーバーチュアが始まります。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございました。
どこ見てんだよ。全部消え失
戦列滅びる。
せ。どけ邪魔だ。
ありえない。カデンサご清聴ありがとうございます。
クズめ食らえ。
大
たことね。別に褒められるようなことじゃ